Hey guys, it's Zachflintstone, and I'm back again with another lobby for you guys. I had really nice feedback from the last one. I was really pleased with that. I'm so glad you guys liked it. So I'm doing another one. This one I just recorded a little bit earlier today. It's on Upward, of course, one of my favorite payload maps. And so what I immediately did was I disguised as the enemy medic to check their minigun, as always. And now I'm running Cloak and Dagger, Spycicle, and Ambassador for the first point. Generally for payload maps like this, I generally run Cloak and Dagger at the beginning. That way, if the spy's never seen, it'll kind of build up that paranoia. Like, even if you're disguised as a friendly teammate and you're just kind of like hopping around or whatever, they can still point you out. So that might be okay with Deadwinger, but there's not really a lot of use for the Invis Watch on the first point, I don't think. So here I somehow bumped into something, I don't even know. So to start things off, their spy walks out. I can obviously tell it's a spy, because why the hell would a sniper be out there like that? And they just immediately pop Uber right off the bat. So once that fades, I just kind of go in, get the medic pick, but I go down to their heavy, of course. But that was kind of a valuable pick that I immediately got there. So I was just kind of waiting for them to walk by from that spot. I like that spot because once they're pushing forward, they're gonna have to go by it, whether they're going left or right, up top. And if you cloak like at right by their spawn, they're more likely to spawn check there. Because not a lot of people come out of the spawn on the right, like the far side. And here the pyro saw me leave the teleporter, so he's kind of attacking me. And once I go down with the Spycicle, I just start shooting them. Like, I immediately decloak, and if you're on fire and your knife is gone, you're screwed. So the best thing you can do is just try to get out as much damage. Here I switch from the Spycicle because there's no more reason to be using the Cloak and Dagger either. I believe I went Invis Watch here. I want to double check on that one. And so we're behind them. Yeah, I did go Invis Watch. So I got behind them with that nice little teleporter. I think they went for it afterwards, but I see the pyro down there in the medic. So, but this demo jumps over, and that gives me a nice opportunity to get him. I can't really go down there with the pyro, especially because I'm not running Spycicle, and if I get lit, that'll be the end of me. So here I'm just kind of circling back around. They're pushing their cart towards the second point. They're going a little bit fast here. My team wasn't really giving great support. So I just tried to clean up here. I got the medic and the heavy. And the pyro catches me right after that, so unfortunately I went down. At least with the Invis Watch, it kind of gave me some mobility to kind of get around the map, see where they were. Cloak and Dagger's nice. It's not really one of my favorites, but for competitive like this, it does work nicely, I think, especially for the first point. But after that, you know. So here I'm going out. If you didn't know, there's that door there. That is so helpful. It gets you out there much faster. So once again, the pyro's on the cart. Can't really do much right there. And here I see he and the medic go down, so here's my chance to get on the cart and make it a little heavy pick. I would have gotten the sniper, but he had a Razorback. And there's absolutely no way to kill a Razorback sniper, isn't there? So, but I just let my team take care of that because the sniper was completely alone, so I went back and I found that teleporter. Here the medic was on the cart. And he was kind of isolated, so I called that out on the comms. And here I was really proud of that one. Like, I got the heavy, even though he saw me. I kind of made the most of it. I was gonna hope he was gonna walk by so I could just normally backstab him, but at least I had the height there. So there, I kind of goofed on my stab on the medic. He was kind of walking funny. And here, I know I'm kind of screwed. I have like no health, no cloak, and I'm cornered. So I go down to the demo. Good for that. They cleaned it up though. So here I see we're my team's kind of like huddled up towards the third point. And our soldier was kind of out of place. I was really surprised to see this. No surprise that he went down. But here they've got a presence on the cart. And this is one of the stupidest things. I walk right here when the caps, so I was gonna go out that door and I had to go all the way around. That would have been nice if I could have respawned like a second earlier. That would have been enough, but So yeah, I saw the med, I just kind of ran in. Unfortunately, I didn't get the heavy, he really turned around after that. I don't even know how the demo man got me of all things. That was kind of bizarre when I saw where he was on the kill cam. But. And so I don't know if it's this life or the next one, but I do go Deadringer. Yeah, here it is, I go Deadringer. And the point is that they're getting kind of close to the end, and I need to kind of keep spamming the cart. I need to stay alive, of all things. So trying to deal out some damage on the NG because he's lit. Can't really hit him, so I just kind of sap him and run. And of course, that just gives me a chance to just use the cart as a dispenser. I always like camping the cart just until I get my Feign back up in full health. And the scout gets in the cart, and our medic wasn't doing anything. Like, our soldier and medic were just there, so I had to dive in for that. Otherwise, they would have just lost immediately. But we do have a sentry, we have our players upstairs, but we don't really have much of a presence on the cart, so that's why I'm kind of hanging around here. And there I was kind of walking weird towards them. I thought I could get the medic pick, but he turned, of course. So our demo's trying to hold that up. We pop tuber. And once again, the card is really close, so here I'm just trying to see who's around and stuff. That spy gets our heavy, but I just immediately pick him off. It was kind of too quick to call it out, so unfortunately that was kind of a big loss for us. But and I just walk upstairs and this pyro's there and he destroys me, so it happens. But as Spy, you always got to be prepared to die, whether you're using the Deadringer or what. You're always just gonna die. You're kind of disposable, so you just got to do what you need to do to keep the cart as far back as you can. And here I know it's kind of coming to the end. We don't have many players up. We just have our scout. Seeing the medic down there like that wasn't a really good sign. So that's the end of that round. So I believe I did end up top fragging after all that, but my team didn't really hold up, so. And here I went Invis Watch for the first part of the map because I just want to get behind them because this is kind of a longer thing. Like, you could go Deadringer here, but I usually find it tricky to go Deadringer here because once your Feign wears up, if they're aware that you're using the Deadringer, they can easily kind of hunt you down. And the 6 seconds of Cloak isn't really enough to really get as far back as you might want to be. So here I'm just kind of standing around. I was like chatting someone or something.
Begins in 30 seconds.
And heads up, we're gonna lose this, but they kind of rolled us. But I think we did all right, though. I'm kind of looking out this hole. In case you didn't know, that's kind of an exploit. You can snipe through there. So I usually go like going out on the right side over here. I'm kind of walking towards it because I'm realizing we're getting close on time. And I'm just kind of staying close to the wall so they don't even see me, so I can just cloak early and just run out. Scout bonks, he has a similar strategy. I was gonna go right, I usually like going right, but the pyro is going that way, so I figured I might as well get a demo pick while I can, so there's that. I just kind of swoop in and come back. Was that pyro there? I'm kind of being cautious. So I see the sentry, figure I might as well go in. Running out of cloak anyway, so tried saving the teleporters. I was gonna try to get a trick stab on him, but the scout got some damage on me, so he just hit me. So unfortunately I went down, but that kind of diverted the engineer and they took down the sentry in the meanwhile. So if anything, that distraction was decent, even if I did end up going down. Here we have almost no presence on the cart. Like, if anything, this round my team just was not on the cart. Our scout wasn't really doing much. So something I never really do is push to the cart as Spy, but I was just disguising as a friendly and putting a presence on it. I was going to go down the tunnel there, but I saw this heavy, so figured I might as well help out, and that actually turned out being really beneficial to my team. Our sniper would have gotten destroyed if I didn't make that play, so very glad I took a look at that. Here, once again, just using the Invis Watch, trying to get behind them. Of course, I try to get off some ambi shots when I'm decloaked, but So there's
Someone get on card, scout.
this scout is kind of trapped up here with the sentry and the sniper. I take down the sniper there.
And you stay on the cart.
But then a sticky comes in and I'm completely destroyed. So
Scout.
here I think I went Dead Ringer. I think.
Where's our scout? Get on card.
Yeah, because I wanted to put a presence, like,
He's dead.
I kind of wanted to get behind them easier, especially with, this is kind of like a difficult part of the map where the engineer is camping the, he always has his turret in the same spot and the pyro, so might as well, it'll help add some paranoia to it. I saw the spy go around there, so I called him out and the pyro comes down and lights him up. Which is nice, that could have been pretty bad. And luckily our Uber did pay off there, so I'm kind of putting out some damage on the sniper. I get really freaked out when someone Girardi's me, because they always have the bushwalker, and I don't like getting insta-killed. It's not worth trying to trick stab them or shoot them or whatever. Because with lag and stuff, the Kukri just gets like infinite range. It's not even fair. Like if the model's not representing like accurately, it's really annoying. I just hate Girardi bushwalker snipers. So once again, I was kind of disguised as a friendly trying to push. This is obviously a spy. I don't know what, disguising as medic is kind of a really questionable choice. But that was an obvious dead ringer. I see him decloak back there, I called him out. I'm just kind of keeping my attention on him because the rest of the team's just doing other stuff. And I had to feign there because I was getting low on health. He's still alive, I called him out. They're taking him out back there, but I tried to get into the pair there, but they kind of saw me. Went back in again, got the heavy, and which is a good pick here. Didn't really have access to the medic, but you know, I called out that they were all on the left side over there, so our team kind of got on the cart. I went below here, and I was disguised as Pyro. I changed that because I thought the Pyro was still up there. Turns out he wasn't, but... So that scout knew I was a spy, but wasn't really much he could do. The medic had to pop because he was really low health. I'm really surprised he pushed up that far. Couldn't really get a stab on him right here because of the way he was walking. And that soldier kind of ruined my day, so... Not much you can really do about that, but the heavy just went down there. That was kind of a risky decloak. Luckily he dropped down, otherwise I could have been destroyed there. Not being able to control when you cloak is kind of... It's a big thing about the Dead Ringer, but, you know. So now while we're pushing the cart, I'm going underneath. I jumped over that health pack because I suck at everything, but... and I walk out and there's this Pyro here, and luckily I lived, so he got me completely off guard. I didn't even know he was there, so that was kind of scary. Luckily I had the Dead Ringer there, and that let me get the heavy pick. Except the Wrangle Sentry did take me down, but here I went back to Invis Watch because I knew I needed to make a play with the last minute of the game going on. And generally I'll switch watches depending on what needs to be done. Like if the Dead Ringer is more of kind of annoyances, staying alive when I need that, but when you really want to make the big picks, you need the Invis Watch so you can get all the way behind them and just swoop in. You might not be able to get chain stabs there, but there I was lucky enough to dodge the Pyro, but then that awkward sticky trap was there. So yeah, we had people on the cart here. It was pretty close here, but then they just kind of got off the cart. I don't understand why, like this team, but I took the telly. I could have maybe let the demo go, but whatever. And here I'm just kind of staying on the cart, shooting some ambassador shots. I get the sniper really lit, he has to fall back. But then the bombing soldier takes me out. I didn't have my Dead Ringer. I guess I should have kind of gone behind them instead of being on the cart, but we definitely needed a presence on it, so.
Mission ends in 10 seconds.
And here, nothing's gonna happen in time, so.
4, 3, 2.
This concludes this lobby. Hope you guys liked it. I'll I'll do more of these in the future, of course, if you guys like them. There seem to be pretty positive feedback, so thank you guys a lot. And give me recommendations for what you want to see next, whether it's like pub gameplay or whatever. So thank you guys. See ya.